website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. How do you improvise? How do you create solos on the spot with no preparation? And it sounds like you prepared them. It sounds like you composed them and practiced them. Well, there's a technique of doing that, and it consists of different little elements that we have to focus on and get in order for us to get to the right destination. Most people say, okay, I practice licks. Oh, this is the explanation I got. You practice licks, Claus, and then you just have to go make your own music with that, right? It was like there was this space in between. You practice licks, and then you just try to play solos, and that's that magic gray zone where nobody can tell you what to actually do to learn to improvise, and you just have to figure that out yourself. Like it's like this magic, but it's not magic. It's just a skill. Cut that, right? And the skill is rhythm and it's notes. It's of course scales and arpeggios, and you can learn licks. Those are good little entities of study when it comes to phrasing techniques and all of that. But you have to make a very profound choice. Where do you want to end up? Most people practice licks because when you practice those, after a couple of hours of practicing a lick, it seems like you can play solos now, right? You got whatever, right? You have something. And you can play it and it sounds like you know what you're doing. And it sounds like music. When you practice sequences, which is really the building blocks, instead of learning other people's sentences from books and trying to write your own book, stealing sentences from other people's books, you go to the level of words and say, I want to learn words. And miraculously, you can learn thousands of words and use thousands of words. The average vocabulary used from day to day vocabulary of any person is 2,000 words. You can't remember 2,000 licks. You can't even remember 10. Well, play a lick, then play another one. See when you run out of them. You can't. And you don't remember sentences either. You use words to construct sentences, and you have a focus with that, right? You want to tell me something. You want to express something. You have a point, and then you use the words. You put them together until you have your point through. And exactly the same thing goes for this instrument. If you try to build your soloing skills based on licks, then you will just run out of them constantly when you try to play, right? But if you build it, not on notes, because that would be the logical thing, right? I need to learn the notes, and then I can shuffle the notes around and be creative with those. No, you have to teach your fingers sequences. And the more sequences you learn, the more options you have of going in right? Right? You do all kinds of sequences. And the cool thing is they become automatic because they're little systems that go round and round, the same systems all the time, right? And those become little patterns in the brain that you can then combine. So you go. That's perhaps 5 or 6 different sequences, but you can't hear them anymore because they're words. I play so little of each sequence and then go on to something else and then end it. You know, licks are nothing but combinations of sequences in the brain. Systematic ways of moving your fingers, and then beginnings and endings to those combinations of sequences. But we don't see that. We don't analyze what improvisation really is and how it works in the brain. I'm improvising now. I'm talking. And you have to do the same thing here. And sequences are like words. So you have to learn sequences instead of licks. And the more of them, the better, because you really teach your fingers options of where to go for the next note. And then you start hearing other things because you teach your body to play different things. You start hearing new things. So the skill becomes an inspiration instead of a limitation, right? When you practice licks, you're limited by the few little musical sentences you have, you can remember. And as you learn more licks, you forget about the old ones, and it's just, it's a never-ending string of frustrating experiences. Once you start learning sequences, practicing combining them, ending and beginning them, then suddenly you're not constrained by that anymore, and you can be creative like I am right now with words, right? And it's just amazing how the two are connected, language and improvising. We have a new website, and you can go there for free and see something peculiar, to say the least. We'll show you where to put your fingers when you practice your sequences. There's a whole course, also free, on improvisation where I talk much more about this. And we have a cool metronome coming where you can practice rhythm in the coolest way and come up with your own rhythms on the screen. So many cool things happening right there. And I want you to go click the link, sign up, and you get the first week for free. You can always sign off again if it's not for you. But please check it out to see if it is for you. It's really cool. We've been working on it for a couple of years, so go check it out. And tomorrow I'll just have another nugget for you about improvisation and how to get your mind right when you practice, so you can really get to the right destination and not end up in a place you don't want to be like I did. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.